What's up everyone, this is Soul with another video, and today we're going to take a hopefully quick look at what I think, this is just my opinion, what I think are going to be the more valuable or the more wanted crafted items coming in midnight. Please like the video, subscribe for more stuff. Just kind of ripping this one real quick as we wrap up the profession series of videos that I've been putting out over the past few weeks. Thanks for your patience as I was putting that stuff out. But now I want to focus on just like the decor stuff. I want to zero in on what might be interesting. And I'm going to try to sort this by profession. Not every profession is being included, which kind of sucks for some. I don't think I saw anything for leatherworking that I thought was going to be like hugely popular. Sorry about that phone stuff. But I'm sure there's going to be people who will definitely want to have something crafted because, hey, they want to get more XP. They want to get that like +1 to their collection. But otherwise, I'm going to be more focused on just the things that people want the most. So starting with jewel crafting, check out this harp. Very, very nice. And I'm also going to have I'm going to highlight the materials that are going to be used for these. Most of these, of course, you're going to be getting when midnight comes, and just stay tuned for all the commentary. Anyway, check out the harp. So like kind of my thing here is it's not just, hey, it's a cool harp, but it can be so many other things too. If we take a look at the texturing and everything, if we were to like flip it on the side, we have a kind of a way to round out a table skin. We can have something that's a bit more textured. Maybe some people will want to take the strings right over here and have this be something that helps to line up a window, or they might want to take two of these and make some sort of crisscross, or see what kinds of things can be enclosed. If you were to take two of these and cross them together, it's like, okay, what happens if I take multiples of these? So there's potentially some kind of cool effects that you can get from this, and that's kind of the energy that I'm going to be coming at through the rest of this video. So let's keep looking at stuff. Here we have this very lovely statue. I think this one's going to be a big winner. I think a lot of folks are going to be picking this up because, hey, they want it to be like the head of a ship, or something that's kind of in, just like a nice little trophy, something that's infused to the wall, or maybe they want to decorate it and put like some goofy stuff on the statue to like, make it a little bit silly. I can definitely see the whole thing about it being at like the, right at the front of a ship. That'd be like pretty cool. And then of course you can just take like certain parts of these and just kind of show like the parts that you want. It's all good. Moving on to what I believe is Enchanting now. I think these are going to be big hits. There's a lot of animated tool setups that we have here. So check out the hammer and the animation that we have going there. So we can have these things like all over the place, and it can signify all sorts of things. It can be, hey, here's a area that's a work in progress, and here's the hammer that's kind of doing its thing. Or it can be, hey, here's like a weapon. Here's like, we're in the training room, and there's like 50 of these things that are like swinging all over the place and just driving people nuts because it's like, oh my God, what's all this visual vomit that's happening here? But this thing could be very, very cool. And like I said, we have like a series of things. Like here's like a cool pickaxe that we have right over here. Very, very nice. Very deadly too. Yikes. And we have more stuff. We have a broom. Hey. Cool things we can do with something like this. I mean, it doesn't have to just be a broom. It can be almost kind of like a pen that's like drawing on stuff, or a paintbrush. It could be any of those things too. And now I believe we'll move on to engineering. So folks who want to go for a very cool style of mailbox, here's like something right here that they can have all set up. So it's animated, so it's not like we can do too much more to, kind of like doll it up or make it be part of like something else. But it's a great alternate thing. And I think that for like the purpose of just having like a different vibe of mailbox, because we're getting a lot more of them these days, I think this is one of the cooler ones that we've seen. Next we have under Enchanting. Actually, I guess I'm sorry, this was Enchanting as well. Okay, cool. Very cool. So this one I think is really cool. Now this Enchanting kind of fire thing, it's very plant looking. And so I can see a scenario where like maybe people will want to like just take the effects, like, hey, maybe they want to take this fire stuff and just have it like, phase under something so they can have this sort of effect and they can have that show up. Now, Another thing that kind of comes to mind is, well, maybe they can have something where they can like embed these into like the greens, as I call them, or like plant life. You know, if there's like a big burst of overgrowth or something like that, you know, this can kind of be fused in, just hide the rocks and all that. And now you can have something that's at like the center of like all sorts of growth that's coming out from the sides and everything. That could be like potentially like very, very cool. It's pretty bright too. So I think I think it's going to do a pretty good job of illuminating whatever space, whether it is, you know, an actual room, or if you're just trying to brighten up the back of something to increase the brightness of it. Yeah, I think this might be, this might do a good job of it. But I really like the effects here. Really pretty. All right, now this one's going to be a hit. We got self-pouring wine. I mean, we could like maybe separate this into like something else. Like, you know, just keep this thing, you know, just hide that thing behind something else. And so you can have this bottle be pour stuff into like anything, whatever we want. It can be poured into like that statue or something like that. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't know why you would pour wine on a statue, but you know, that would be like an idea. Or it can be like kind of the other way around. I don't think I can pull this off, but you can obscure the bottle and just have the glass show up instead. I don't know. It could be like all sorts of things, or like maybe like the guillotine. Like we can say that this is blood and it's being filled into this cup. Yeah, that's really, you know, safe for work and everything. So, you know, all sorts of cool ideas there. Okay, here we still have. So now we're doing some alchemy related stuff. I really like this one because of this right here. I think the fire is really cool. You know, being able to grab a void fire thing, I think that would be pretty sick. And you know, we've seen all sorts of implementations of people like just taking the fire effects from something. I mean, I was just doing it earlier to achieve something else, and it's just cool. You know, if you're trying to get that whole void, the space void sort of look, this is the way to do it. Not too much there on the textures or anything. But yeah, this could work really well as like something that's sitting on the floor, or you can just jam this guy into the side of something and then just sort of have it as a sconce, although it's going to be, you know, flaming up whatever wall that it's being attached to. Oh well, no big deal. Let's move on to this right here, preserving agents. Now, kind of like the fire that we were looking at earlier. I'm mostly looking at the effect here. So if you want to have like this kind of this pink wispy look to it, you know, just get a bunch of these, smash them together, and then you know, just fill up all around a room, or maybe have it on like the side. It's hard for me to like flip this over to the side, but now you can have this sort of a breeze that's going across a room or something like that, or that's just coming from like a little something or other. But yeah, really cool effect that you can get out of this, mostly thanks to the color. Here's another alchemy guy right here. We've seen many fountains. This is definitely one of them, but I think that this one is going to be one that will, I think this will get some good use. So you can kind of sink it in, just like some of the other fountains, so you can like obscure most things except for the things that you want to show up, including like just this, if you wanted to only grab like that kind of water effect. I'd say there are other effects that do a really good job too, but then this one can possibly, you know, fulfill like a role. Like if you wanted to just have this thing right here visible, and then it lowers into a pool, you know, you just get rid of everything else, and then you only show like this right here. Or you can block that too if you just want the falling water. But I think this one is I think this one's kind of a winner. Then moving on, we have a bit of tailoring stuff. Not exactly as high res as I thought it would be. But people love pillows. People love slamming them all over the place in front of fireplaces, on top of nooks, or like windowsills, and on top of their beds and everything. And so I think this will be a pretty decent one for the sake of just increasing on the variety. Like, hey, look what I got. I got the fancy schmancy pillows. Next here we have a full-on bed, which includes one of these pillows for free. Hey, so it's kind of like a bundle thing. Now this one doesn't have like the big drape like the one we get from Tranquilin, but some people might want to have a bed like this without that drape on it anyway. You can see here with the way the surface is, and the surface, it's, you know, it's okay. It's nothing like too crazy, but the way it's set up, just like a lot of other large structures like these, you can lower these in, so you can like only see like certain parts, and then you can have, you can customize the base to be whatever you want, including just having like a bigger base that surrounds the whole thing. That way you can just totally replace the base with like something of your desire. Yeah, I think this one's pretty cool. And I think like other ones, you can probably take two of these, merge them together to make like one larger bed. That's cool too. Next we have, with tailoring, we have what I think is going to be a pretty popular set of drapes. Very simple in the implementation, but I think really effective. And you can kind of see they kind of appear to be semi-translucent, very slightly, but maybe not. It's a little bit hard to tell here. I mean, I think the top here, I think that's very solid. It's the drapes that are here towards the bottom. Like you can see like how you can kind of see through the logos and whatnot. So you have that sort of style set up. I think this one will be a pretty big hit. Next we have, under blacksmithing, a simple anvil, although it's, very nicely made. Part of me, part of the reason why I picked this one up is because I looked at the angle right here. I'm like, oh, that would make a cool shield, man. That'd be pretty neat. Or maybe we can do something where it's like we have like some sort of cool structure here in the middle, and then you grab a whole bunch of these things. So it's going to be a lot of lumber and everything, but you can grab a bunch of these, and then you make like a sort of like steel flower of sorts. You need to have some way to obscure these, but like just have these, and then like have some in the middle, and then you get like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of these, and you can have this kind of blacksmithing flower sort of deal. I know it's kind of goofy, but oh well. Then moving on, we also have this silver moon hanger, which can also be kind of like a spear to go with this shield. So it's like boom, here's like the shield, and here's the spear. Heck yeah, let's go. But of course, this can be repurposed for all sorts of things. It's one of those rare straight lines that we have here. So depending on how large we can make it, this can be like a pretty cool gold replacement when we want to like set up like a large window and we need some separations to avoid some clipping. Heck, this can be used as like a big old floating TP holder. Sure, whatever we like. Or it can be used as a hanger. That works too. We can use half of it as well. So yeah, it's very versatile with what we can do with this particular piece. So I think people are going to be picking up, good couple of these if they like the gold. Next, we have this other kind of hanger. It's hard to tell how big this is without knowing the scale, but from the feel of it, I think that this can be like kind of repurposed for other things. Like, let's say if we wanted to make like sort of a mecha or something like that, this here could be like kind of its crown or tiara or something like that. Heck, maybe we can take one of these, I think like this statue right here, and then put it on there as if it's a crown. That'd be kind of cool too. So like there it is, or you put it upside down maybe, then maybe that'll work. Next, we have a Sendorite shelf, so bookshelf, but pretty nice, solid structure. It has its own backside, but what I paid some attention to is this right here. Like when we have the shaping just like this, we're able to get like these really crisp lines here that we can then kind of repurpose for something else. I'm not quite sure what exactly it would be, but I think we can put these to good use as either maybe like kind of lining a possible doorway of sorts, if it was like a portal, yeah, all sorts of things that we could possibly do with it. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty solid shelf. Next, we have another sort of animated object. This one is also coming from Inscription. I think at least having one of these, it will be pretty awesome. Straight up, it's just cool, having an auto writer sort of thing. It's like AI, but not as weird. Moving on, we have a blank scroll, and for me, I think the big value of this is that it's blank. So then we can maybe like embiggen this and then kind of write things if we wanted to. Like we can use this as some sort of signage. We can use it as TP. We can use it like to, we can turn this over and line it on top of a table or something like that. I think this will be a pretty versatile piece that folks will want to take advantage of. Next, we have under engineering, we have this, I don't quite know what it is really, but it seems like the weird blade of a sword. If someone were to put a handle here and put it on like some sort of fake mecha or something like that, I think that'd be a pretty cool effect. We could use the ball for something potentially. So like, let's say if there was like some big structure and then you just embiggen this thing, have it in the middle of it, obscure everything else, and all of a sudden now you have this sort of singularity looking thing right over here. Might be kind of neat. Just depends on how big we'll be able to make this. But from the looks of it, it can be it can be kind of big. Next, we have this Render light post. Adaptable because we can, attach anything we want to the top and obscure this. But I think a lot of folks are going to obscure the bottom and then hold on to like perhaps this structure, make it nice and big if possible. So that way they can, people can look at this very, very cool void effect. And then finally, we have also under engineering, the void projector. Now my whole thing on this is the whole light show that we have like right here. So we can have like this, a light that's under things or over things if you wanted to like light up the dance floor, boom, get some good beats in. That might be something worth looking into. And those are the items. So I just wanted to, again, these are just my opinions, but I wanted to do a highlight of the things that I think are pretty cool and are going to be the most popular things coming out of crafting in the Midnight, at least so far. There could be things added throughout the expansion. There can be things, of course, added later on as we go through, patches and everything. But this is what we have for now. I'm going to leave a link to this set over on the housing database. So if you want to take a look at the list for yourself, feel free. So please like the video, subscribe for more stuff. Catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.